Every night, you slip into what out-of-body practitioners call a dream bubble. It's a chaotic, thought-responsive simulator, a closed loop where you're essentially just a passenger reacting to whatever your brain throws at you. But occasionally, an anomaly occurs. You achieve lucidity. Right in the middle of a scenario, your cognitive state switches on, and your sleeping consciousness realizes it's trapped inside a simulation. Which begs the question, once you know you're in a simulator, what happens if you refuse to play along? What if you actively choose to break out of the bubble entirely? An engineer named Michael decided to find out. Over the past few decades, he has intentionally left his physical body behind thousands of times, transitioning from lucid dreaming directly into conscious, out-of-body exploration. Michael documented a highly structured, multidimensional map of reality that exists consistently beyond our isolated personal dreams, a geography anyone can learn to navigate. The very first layer of this map is the etheric plane. It sits right on top of our physical world. When practitioners first separate from their bodies, they usually find themselves standing in an environment that looks almost identical to their actual bedroom. Pushing further away from your sleeping body introduces reality distortions. The bedroom furniture might be in a slightly different place, or you might open the bedroom door and suddenly find yourself standing inside your childhood home. Moving past the physical mirror brings you into the lower astral plane. This is a dense, low vibration zone mostly populated by lost spirits and unresolved energies. To understand why spirits get stuck here, imagine human consciousness like a beam of light hitting a prism. While we're alive, the physical body holds all our components together. But during severe trauma or physical death, we split apart. The core of our soul ascends, while smaller, traumatized fragments can get left behind in these lower astral realms without a power source. This is where experienced explorers perform retrievals. Because a living practitioner is still connected to a physical body, they act like a high-energy battery in the astral. They can transfer that energy to a stuck fragment, giving it the thrust it needs to escape the lower planes. During these retrievals, explorers sometimes stumble across the lost fragments of prominent historical figures who left parts of themselves behind. Michael reported rescuing a fragment of the famous composer Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky. These lower planes function as a temporary holding zone for unresolved trauma, a staging area where living consciousness can actively intervene to help others move forward. Climbing out of the lower realms requires momentum. Practitioners generate this vertical thrust through active energy work, like channeling strong feelings of love directly through the heart chakra to raise their own vibration. Eventually, you hit the absolute top of the astral plane. Explorers describe this border as a thick, sticky barrier that physically feels like pushing your way through a giant marshmallow. Once you pop through that resistance, you enter the heaven plane. The dimness is replaced by heavily saturated colors. Communication is entirely telepathic, and the beings here no longer hold a single physical form, freely shifting their appearances. Because of the high intelligence in this realm, practitioners will seek out legendary innovators for advice. Michael once managed to track down the mind of Nikola Tesla to ask for engineering help. The encounter didn't exactly go as planned. Tesla was highly dismissive, telling Michael there was another guy doing much better work. Pushing past our own internal barriers reveals a layer of existence where interaction happens through direct telepathic thought, and physical identity is entirely fluid. Traveling even deeper takes you to what explorers call the soul plane. Michael describes this space as a massive architectural hub, almost like the bridge of a spaceship built entirely for individual consciousness. Inside this hub, time isn't linear. Every past, present, and future incarnation of your soul exists simultaneously, essentially sitting at different computer terminals and operating side by side. In this space, you can literally walk up to previous versions of yourself, merge into their perspective, and experience their lifetimes interactively. This also explains a common spiritual phenomenon. Those spirit guides that people often pray to for help are frequently just highly experienced past versions of themselves, analyzing the current life from this higher vantage point. Each of us exists as a multifaceted network of experience, coexisting and continuously learning across every lifetime simultaneously. It's completely fair to ask a grounded question. How can anyone be certain that this incredibly detailed architecture isn't just a vivid, subjective hallucination cooked up by the brain? Practitioners readily admit that traversing the map is complex, and subjective memory distortions do happen. They constantly debate overlapping timelines and phenomena, like the Mandela effect, trying to sort out if an alternate spelling of the Berenstein Bears is a glitch in the matrix or just human error. To solve this, out-of-body researchers use a method called partnered exploration. They deliberately project into each other's individual dream bubbles to extract specific, real-world data that they couldn't possibly know while awake. During one of these shared sessions, Michael spotted a dog and noted its name was Moses. He shared this detail with a small group of online researchers. A month later, a brand new user joined that very group and shared that her dog, Moses, had recently passed away. The ultimate confirmation came through a colleague. She visited the spirit of Michael's deceased brother and brought back a specific message. "Tell Michael I'm now in Wonderland." That was the secret childhood name Michael had given to a hidden cubbyhole in their pool, a detail known only to him and his mother. Our physical world acts as a dense, necessary training ground. By cultivating enough awareness to wake up inside the simulation, we have the latent ability to leave our bodies, heal our pasts, and explore the universe's true architecture anytime we close our eyes.